Hey everyone, welcome back with Ermac, where today we will continue our playthrough of Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks with
Smoke.
And yeah, as if you know, I feel like I need to repeat this stuff in case any new viewers do come in and see this and want to play as them. Obviously, Smoke is not a normal playable character in this game. I forced him to be playable with some GameShark codes. I have all the codes for the GameShark or the PCSX2 patch codes down in the description below. I have videos that show you how to do this as well from the original guy I found out about. Obviously videos to see, more random characters you might be able to play as and all that good stuff down there in the comments below, or the description below. And yeah, I mean, Smokey's not meant to be playable at all in any sort of form, unlike some characters like Reptile here, who does have a moveset that we're imitating. The GameShark hacks, they allow us to swap, essentially characters while keeping the same model, which is what we're doing for Smoke. So Smokey originally just emits smoke. Obviously, he doesn't have any moves. And then, if I can switch to player 2, which is Reptile in this case for this video, and I can use Reptile's moves and fatalities and stuff like that, and, all that stuff below, once again. And we are now on to probably the longest level in the game, the midway point, the Soul Tombs, and this is obviously based off of the Combat Tomb from, Mortal Kombat 2, of course. That's what pretty much almost all of these places are based off of. But man, I mean, this is such a beautiful map too. That's kind of the thing I love about the Shaolin Monks too, and a lot of the older Mortal Kombat. It's just the architecture. It's just so damn beautiful. Alright, well, we better go, have sex with Shang Tsung Soul Tombs or whatever we need to do here. I don't know, I wasn't really listening all that much. I was talking over it. Man, just look at that shot. My God. Let's just save real quick. And this is the part of the game where these Tarkatan soldiers, I mean, they get really aggressive. They just, if you get hit with one combo, I mean, there's just one right after the other. That's a little trick there you can do, just uppercut them right into the thing. And the only thing that's annoying is that whenever you do this method, it is technically faster for the most part, but you do have to wait until the character model disappears or whatever before more guys come up. But I don't know. I even have to wonder, like, who even just thought of, like, let's make this hidden tomb, but, like, let's just have spikes at the top of it. Like, it's not like the super crazy revolutionary idea. It's just kind of a... God damn it, get the... Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Get up there. But yeah, it is pretty cool, You would think that they would have some sort of trap or something that would be set instead of like spikes. Matter of fact, who the hell even installed those when you think about it? Because I mean, like somebody, like, obviously people painted the chapel and stuff like that, Michelangelo and stuff like that, but somebody would have had to, like, install those spikes at some point, and like you'd have to think, like, it would have gotten pretty tight up there eventually, you know what I mean? Like, how'd they get them up there?
Smoke.
And I wonder if, too, who does the maintenance for that? That guy right there that's flying above us, I might do a playthrough with him one of these days. You never know. I'm thinking about it. I mean, it might be possible to just... Smoke, the issue is, like I was kind of hinting at, he was never meant to be playable, so he's a very glitchy character compared to even the versus mode characters I've been playing as. And it's been all sunshines and roses so far. However, I mean, even in the Living Forest last episode was when the cracks really started to show. And there's a part in which you have to play as literally you have to change your character model to somebody else, like a Reptile or Liu Kang, or like a proper playable character, because for whatever reason Smoke just kind of chooses a direction. He can't, despite it being a core mechanic of the game, he cannot for whatever reason hit multiple directions, which is something that you have to do in once the first room of Reptile's lair. So it's not all sunshine and roses. There's been times where out of nowhere I'll just be standing there, like especially weapons, in which I'll just be standing there and the character model just spazzes out for no reason. But, I mean, nothing game-breaking. I'll say that, you know. I haven't lost any progress. I haven't... As you can see, even right there, I mean, I just tried and threw that weapon at him. It just did not work for whatever reason. So, I don't know how the weapon throwing thing works. It must be a modifier based on, like, the character that you play as or something. I don't know. It doesn't really make much sense. See, like... It looks like I throw it and that just like stays in the center of my body, but I can't use Scorpion Spear or anything like that, but for the most part, I mean, it seems to work out. Plus, I mean, man, look at that model. The ninja models in this game were probably some of my favorites by far. Not the most unique, because they all had to kind of carry over that Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 kind of aesthetic, but even just the small details they were able to do on this are very good, very beautiful. Like, I think Smoke has like the chainmail on his arms and stuff like that, while the others don't. Oh no. Yeah, you gotta be careful on that, because now I have to... Come on. Yeah, now I think I have to go down there because he didn't get hit with the blade fan. Or fan blades. I don't even know if I can get off of this without... Oh man, tried to get that secret, didn't work out for me. But yeah, I don't know, usually pretty basic puzzle solving stuff, but I remember as a kid, like the Living Force one really got me. I mean, I just remember the days playing with my stepdad and stuff like that, and you know, going through these levels, and the puzzle solving is not too difficult, but it doesn't really tell you what to do for the most part. And I just remember the Living Force one was you know, that was a tough one, figuring out that you had to feed all the trees and stuff like that, and where they were and stuff. So that was a long time. And I'm trying to think if there was any other puzzles that were pretty difficult to figure out, because most of them are just like, alright, you know, kill this enemy in this way or something like that, or do a test your might. But once again, I mean, I just applaud this game for everything it does. I just don't think there's a single bad mechanic in this game. Although I suppose, you know, back when I was a kid, like test your might, that was like a soft lock for me. I just did not have the finger strength or anything like that to button mash. Watch this, I'm gonna hit him with my stinky fingers. I don't know, I think this is a pretty cool set design too. We got the, I think it's called the Combat Craig. It's kind of a weird title and stuff like that. But like, it's kind of a nice, cool bonus area that they made based off of the Combat Tomb that I think is only available in this game. But it would be really cool if like they, I mean, it would be a much better, more inspired board, I think, than a lot of the new arenas that they come up with. If they were able to kind of make like a newer version of this and make it kind of like an official fighting game map or whatever. But that said, it's probably, maybe it's a little too basic for, you know, today and stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, they're all just kind of, you know, just areas where you're just walking back and forth on them. So I mean, they could make something like that easily, and they'd actually have, you know, a pretty good stage fatality, you know, uppercut them right into the freaking pterodactyl, and then you'd be able to, you know, do some crazy fatality with that. Or you can even have one where it's you know, you uppercut them in the spikes below or something. Actually, you know, now I can think about it, I mean, they could have one where you uppercut them into the pterodactyl takes them, tears them apart, and then throws their, you know, the rest of their body on the spikes or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. Ugh, look at those fingernails. Ugh. Jeez, just because Shang Tsung's old doesn't mean he doesn't have to clip his nails. Old people are gross. Good thing I'll never get that age. Oh man, they freaking cut out the freaking scream and stuff like that. It's just funny. Liu Kang just goes, "Hurr!" whenever he does that for some reason, and I don't know, they get rid of it or whatever. I guess it's only like for the playable character specifically, unfortunately. Shang Tsung really just leave these two jackasses to kill us when, you know, we've already fought like multiple of those kind of guys. And this part's annoying. I'm trying to kill them before they summon anybody like that, because these guys like to summon. Come on, stop teleporting. No, no!
Small.
God damn it. And my weapon dropped too. God damn it. Maybe I can just ignore him. Alright, if you keep them separated, then they're a little bit easier to deal with, I suppose. Let's hit one with a fatality. This one doesn't make any sense at all, but you know, it's still... we got reptiles fatalities, we might as well make use of all of them, right? Alright, we just gotta get rid of this goofball. And I don't know, I've always been curious, because like in this place they have like those freaking... like the things, the same statue that dropped the sword that got us in here, right? They have that in a few places, right? And it's like the Guardian of the Tomb, you know, the once... I think it's just supposed to be a lore bit or whatever, but it's like, once a Guardian of the Tomb, this creature now rests. Like that thing up there, right here. It's not that statue in particular, but like there's one where you can come across it. And I think in the next set of rooms I'm coming up in. And, I don't know, it was a cool little bit of lore and stuff like that, but like it doesn't really explain anything. And I don't know, I just always thought it was kind of weird that like they have that, and I always wondered if there was going to be something more, if there was going to be more lore you get to figure out in this level, or if it was something, maybe there was going to be some puzzle you interact with or something like that with these statues or whatever. But it's just kind of cool you get to interact with them in the first place, and I was always kind of wishing and hoping as a kid that there was more to it, and that we figured out be able to figure out some sort of secret or something like that already in the game that's already filled, you know, with secrets and stuff like that. But I think I don't know, as an adult, I think I've just kind of realized it's probably just like a piece of lore that they didn't really expand upon. God damn it, see what, I hope that's not an issue later on. I might have to change my character, which is gonna be kind of, it's really lame when like at the last episode I had to freaking just go into a room and switch my character, you know, turn off the game, you know, save, turn off the game, come back in as, you know, like Reptile, then go into the room, do the puzzle, then walk back out and save, then restart the game, change the character, you know, each time I had to restart the game. It's a pain in the butt. So, I mean, hopefully I don't have to do that again, but we'll just see what happens. Plus, it kind of ruins the purity of the playthrough, you know, keeping it smoke. I just find it so fascinating, like, and I discovered it, like, completely by accident, that, like, that pterodactyl that you see just flying around, it's just, like, its own unique character, like, just running around right now. You don't fight it, it doesn't do anything other than if, you know, an enemy touches it, they, like, fall into pieces and stuff like that, kind of like that, what I just did to that mascot, and it's just interesting to me. I gotta check that out to see if he's playable. And just how crazy he looks too. But I don't know, I gotta find the time for it. I'm still, you know, playing the game pretty much almost every day, and still doing my Aki Sunday stuff on my main channel, and playing through a game for Aki stuff on Saturdays, and wrestling games every Wednesday, and all that other stuff. That was a load of horse shit, a horse radish, I'll just say. So I don't know. I mean, I think maybe like in about maybe like a year or something like that, when all my videos are uploaded and I have, you know, less stuff going on this channel, I could probably do, you know, I'm probably gonna have much more time to just do a lot more things on both channels, honestly. I really want to start doing some reviews and stuff like that of like non-wrestling games, and it's just also Aki N64 wrestling games too on my main channel. I still haven't quite figured out yet if I want to do it on my main channel, because there's definitely going to be, you know, I'm not a big creator obviously, but there's definitely going to be a lot more eyes just naturally on that due to the impressions. You know, those I don't know what it is. I mean, it's just as soon as I made those wrestling N64 secrets videos, you know, for like Revenge and you know, WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy and stuff like that, the algorithm just treated it so well. I mean, they obviously, you know, showed it to exactly who they needed to show it to, and you know, they got pretty big. My Revenge video still gets like probably the most views on my entire channel, like on a consistent weekly basis. And you know, I think that's just alone, those secrets videos have just done my channel good enough to where they're like, all right, well, even if people aren't clicking on these videos, we'll give them like 10,000, 20,000 impressions. You know, we'll keep promoting them, and that's just not the case for this channel that I'm on right now. So like, I honestly don't want to, you know, make some review videos and stuff like that for this channel, and then obviously, you know, they don't really get presented to anybody, and then, you know, next thing I know, it's just they're just in purgatory or something like that. But it's tough because, you know, you need the big videos to get people's attentions, and yet, you know, if you try and do make those, you know, I haven't really done that for this channel, you know, but sometimes when you try and do that, you know, it just doesn't get out to the correct audience. And like, even for the first while when I was doing this channel, I'm not even 100% sure if they changed it yet or not, but this channel, like every time I would upload a video, even though it was clear gaming, it kept like putting up, you know, people on blogs. So I don't know if like these are even getting out to the right people. Like, I think even the guy who watches, you know, my videos every, you know, freaking pretty much almost every video every day, you know, RD, you know, Nightwing 88. Sorry, I've said it before many times, I'm drawing a blank on your full name right now. RD Dupuret. Goodness, he's gonna be pissed in the comments below. But even him, like I look at my thing, he's watched it and commented on it, and I look at my analytics, and you know, it'll have like, you know, impressions, 3 people and stuff like that, and 0 click-through rate. So I mean, I don't know if you know, you have to search my name up or something like that, or if you do get it, you know, like recommended to you and you click on it and YouTube's just not counting it or something like that. I have no idea. But also, you know, like if they're only recommending it to like 10 people, and you know, who the hell even knows who those 10 people are? You know, it could just be some girl that watches like makeup tutorials or something like that. Like, obviously, you know, people aren't gonna watch the videos. Whereas even, you know, I've been putting on my Dragon Ball Z, well, I already did put on my Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 story things, you know, like Saiyan Saga, Namek Saga, Android, Majin Buu and stuff like that. I'm doing a lot of video promoting this episode. And you know, even when I put those out, I mean, like, if I put those out on this channel, I'd be lucky if I got 10. But I put it on you know, my regular Beano Mac page, and man, oh man, I mean, they did pretty good numbers for me, despite the fact that pretty much all my non-wrestling videos, for the most part, have gone down in views a lot considerably. So for those who do better than what they do, I mean, it probably means I am going to end up having to put my my reviews up on Beano Mac's main channel. Look here, I'm just having a conversation with myself, talking my thoughts out, pretty much saying, you know, figuring out what I'm gonna do in the future with my stuff. But yeah, hopefully next year I do more reviews, you know, tack in, you know, Resident Evil games, and doing some, you know, non-Aki wrestling games, you know, like the SmackDown series, SmackDown vs. Raw, the Acclaim games, all that sort of stuff. So, you know, I still have, you know, even though I've been on this platform for about I think it says a little over 2 years. Technically like 13, but I haven't started making videos until like, you know, I think July or something maybe of what? Jeez, 2 years ago, something like that. I don't know. And you know, I still just kind of have a lot of different content ideas and stuff that I want to do. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see how those do. Regardless, you know, I've kind of accepted my time as pretty much done as far as you know, getting good views on my videos go. You know, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna work any less hard on my videos, because I just do all this stuff for the fun of it. Whoa, what's going on with that guy? He's moonwalking. But yeah, I'm trying to kind of clear through this level a lot faster, because this is by far the longest level in the game. And I don't know. I mean, you can only do what you can do, but I've been trying to make it to where, you know, like the videos are, you know, a little around like 20 to 25. So a big part of that is Baraka's whole freaking fight here, but we'll see if I can actually even end up doing this. I'm hoping I can throw and impale him with the swords, because that's, you know, a requirement in the final spot, but we'll see what happens. Man, that poor guy. The poor monks in these games always get fucked over in the worst way. These guys are just trying to live their lives in peace, and they're always getting tortured in like the worst ways possible. And sometimes, a lot of times, just like that, like, of course he's not fucking okay, Smoke. Jesus. But like, it's used in a comedic effect. Yeah, and Baraka's kind of a bullshit character to fight as a boss in this too, especially in the later stages where he just, yeah, like he's just blocking my attacks. Like, come on, man. I can't block your special attacks. And you obviously, with boss characters, can't really juggle them. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, this is going by a little bit faster than I expected. Uh-oh. Alright. This phase isn't really that bad if you, because you can lock onto the monks. Whether or not you were supposed to do that, I'm not sure, because they're technically not enemy characters, but if you just hit him with one thing, yeah, we got him still. Yeah, you know, you put them out of their misery a lot sooner. This one's a bit difficult because, oof, and that got exploded too. But yeah, now it's pretty much just back to the regular fighting style. Fuck you. Damn it, I specifically used that to try and avoid it. Oh my god. What the fuck? He's just standing there and he's still somehow blocking my attacks? Alright. We got him, folks. Goo! That's such a cool kick. Even it, I don't know, that I feel like that's gotta sting so bad for Baraka to just like, with all the force being applied, that's gotta like jam his blade back into his freaking like shoulder or something like that. Not shoulder, I'm such a moron. Into his freaking forearm. Jeez. I feel like whenever I come to talk on YouTube, it's just I lose any sense of, you know, just any sense of common sense or ability to speak or anything like that, you know. I just have no way to process my thoughts properly. This is such a lame part of this boss battle too. Am I doing damage? come on, I think it's chip damage or something like that. And I cannot use that force ball because I used that during the fight with Reptile when I was playing through that. And the fucker literally popped up over the invisible wall on the other side and fell in the for real fell in the fucking crater. And I successfully I successfully failed or whatever. I got that whole it doesn't apply to the situation, but literally like I killed him because he fell in that chasm there. And even though I killed him, obviously it's not about beating the enemy. It's about fucking having to, do the proper story thing, and the fatalities are just a cutscene. So I didn't activate the cutscene, and so I was just soft locked. God damn it! And yeah, as you can see, I had to change into Reptile here because Smoke was just I could not throw anything at him. But I don't know. I usually like to get the rough one out of the way, which is the heavy one, because there are just times where you can be literally cutting him up, and he'll just decide to randomly block in the middle of your thing. God damn it! I pressed the wrong button. All right, all is not lost. All is not lost. Where's the sword? I gotta wonder what the point of these swords even were. Like I said, like about the lore of this place. Like, was this something that we would have figured out or found out about later on in the lore, like with those guardians and stuff like that? And like, there's also Smoke's role in this game is to give you some missions, like extra missions to eventually unlock Mortal Kombat 2. And one of his missions have you, obviously there's 4 gates in the soul tombs in this main area, right? There's the 2 that's unlocked from the start, the green path and the red path. And then one of the Smoke missions is where once you come into the main area, one of those closed off gates opens and you access a new singular room. And you just have to you have to kill 3 people in death traps and that place, right? Ooh, that's pretty cool. Can't play as human Reptile, but at least you can see him in the cutscene. But anyway, so what the fuck is wrong with Raiden? Anyway, as I was saying, so you have 3 rooms in there you access, but one of them you cannot access whatsoever, and I don't think that anyone has ever been able to access it. There's probably no room behind the locked gate that's still there that nobody can ever get into in the game, right? But I have to wonder if was that gonna be some extra mission that we could have done and maybe learn more about the lore of the freaking soul tombs? What are those weapons for? Were they weapons used by the guardians of the soul tombs and stuff like that? What happened to the guardians of the soul tombs? Did they die? Did they die in battle honorably? Were they all slaughtered? They have actual special coffins and tombs and stuff made for them, so you would think they kind of died honorably, or maybe of old age or something like that, to where they had followers at one point before Outworld was taken over or something like that by Shao Kahn or something. It's just there's so many questions about this war in this area that's we're never going to get the answers to, or unless maybe they have answered these and I'm just too stupid to read between the lines with these things, but we'll see. I don't know why I just said we'll see. We're not going to see, folks. I promise you that. But man, look at that sick Reptile skin. It's like a half human, half, reptile skin or whatever. He looks like such a freak. And of course, this is a pretty lame part of the game. It's kind of really stupid. You have to go back to the freaking Wuxi Academy to get this power up, and
Smoke.
I don't know. There's not really any point of going back to it in general. I think it's just a stupid thing. They should have just had it to where the wall run and stuff like that, they're all just one thing. They should have just put some cool secret or some. This is. I think it would have been cool if this is how you unlock Johnny Cage, right? You come back with the Fist of Ruin, you access this area, and that's how you do it, right? That's the point of it. But now you have to go to the freaking portal. You get this, and then you have to use this to freaking get power up that we have now. The abilities up to this point have been used very well, I think. But I think this is around the time where they kind of just okay, you know, every time we have a boss battle, we got to give these guys an ability, you know, so it feels like we have something to progress, something to hold people back, and I just feel like they could have kind of given you a lot more extra things to do with these abilities, rather than, you know, just kind of using them to have to get to the next area. But, I don't know, I mean, it is what it is, you know. I'm complaining about an old game here, folks. Over 20 years old, goodness me. I remember when I used to be younger than what I am now. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. We just gotta head back to the main portal area and stuff like that, so we can go to the wastelands, which is gonna be next episode. But you know, we're smoke again, folks, so don't worry, everything's back to normal. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Check out next week's episode on Fighting Friday. But above all else, please remember to have a nice day.
Are you smoking yet?